Hello, it is my pleasure and privilege to extend to you the warmest of welcomes to the Norton Natchball School. My name is Greene and I have been at the school for nearly 5 years. It's an immense pleasure to welcome you to the school. In this talk, I want to focus on your son and this environment, physically and socially, where potentially he will spend 7 years, or approximately 9,555 hours of his secondary education. If your son is in year 5, he is either 9 or 10 years old. This means that the pandemic has been part of his direct experience for between 1/4 and 1/3 of his life. And whilst we have thankfully emerged from the restrictions of the pandemic, there can be no doubt that its impact will be long lasting for all of us, and particularly for our young people, given how much of their lives have been directly impacted and the ways in which the world is being reshaped in its aftermath. What this means in school varies. Some of the measures we introduced during the pandemic remain in place. For example, separate lunch breaks and staggered departure times at the end of the school day. But there have been other changes as well. We've increased our AEM provision to provide support for students' emotional well-being. We've centralised and made additional investment in our pastoral support provision, staffing and structures. And there are implications and changes across many curriculum subjects, reflected both in the immediate aftermath of the pandemic to make up for lost learning and more longer term in our curriculum review that we've carried out this past year. The Norton Natchball School has a proud history stretching back nearly 400 years. We are incredibly proud of this, but whilst the school might be old in terms of years, its longevity is based on a blend of continuity, the link with the Natchball family, values such as respect, the importance of hard work and fair play, combined with changing and developing with the times, our physical environment, the subjects we teach, and approaches to delivery. This presentation is very much focused on looking to and planning for the future. I hope to be able to give you some idea of how we might be part of that. I want to give you some idea of what drives us, something of the ethos of this place, what we believe makes it special, and a flavour of our students' achievements and qualities, which are many and varied. In listening to this and visiting subjects and meeting students and colleagues when you have the opportunity to come to school, I hope you like and are excited by what you see and hear. All of us as adults can probably remember the year 2013 to 14. Not least because if your son is potentially joining us in 2025, this is the year in which he was born. That not insignificant event aside, I wonder what sort of recollection we have of the world as it was then, only a decade ago. The American President was Barack Obama, the United Kingdom Prime Minister was David Cameron, Boris Johnson was London Mayor, and Rishi Sunak had only joined the Conservative Party in 2010, and in 2013-14 he was managing hedge funds and a director at an investment firm. If anyone had used the word Brexit or COVID, they would have received strange looks. We were in the throes of a world economic crisis that ushered in the economic restraints of the last decade. Your children have only known austerity, and for different reasons this looks set to continue to be the case in years to come. Do you remember what sort of mobile phone you had then? Indeed, you might not even have had one. September 2014 saw the introduction of the iPhone 6. Android was just over 7 years old. Your sons have never known a world without smartphones, only 10 or 11 years ago. Think about how much has changed since then. These and other technologies have revolutionised our lives, and yet now we can barely imagine life without them. Think now a moment about your sons. They are younger than iPhone, Facebook and YouTube, and estimates are that a third of them will live to be 100. They will see in the year 2100. Their working lives will extend perhaps to the 2080s. Think of the change we've experienced in the last 10 years and imagine what they will see over the next 50 to 60. And then throw in the experience of the last 4 years. For all of us, our knowledge and apparent mastery of nature, we've been reminded of how quickly those assumptions and ways of operating can be torn apart, and we have to think afresh. The world and communities that your sons will study, live and work in is beyond recognition to the world as we knew it and understood it just 10 years ago. So what sort of qualities do we want to develop in our young people to go out into this world? Our challenge in secondary school is to prepare them for a future we cannot imagine. But what we do know is that the pace of change is accelerating and will lead to technologies and jobs which do not yet exist. Indeed, it is not too fantastic to imagine that some of your sons will leave Norton Natchball in 2032 to study degree courses that do not yet exist. Our students need to be confident in their talent and skills. They need to believe and understand that these are not fixed, but can be changed and developed through exposure to different experiences and challenges. They need to accept and be prepared for this uncertainty and change, knowing that they can adapt individually and also in the communities that they live, study and work in. Confident, resilient, autonomous and interdependent. They need to be multiliterate, by which I mean linguistically, economically, with media, technology and environmentally. Ready to face, meet and rise to challenges, many of which we do not yet know about. How do we prepare our young people to go out into such a world? At Norton Knatchbull we combine much that is traditional in some of our values: respect, hard work, smart presentation, with innovation, most particularly, I hope, in our approaches to teaching. All of this is underpinned by an holistic approach to our curriculum, the Knatchbull Baccalaureate, built on 4 key pillars which frame the experiences your son will get. We absolutely believe that fulfilling academic potential is central to the work of this school. Of course, achieving excellent results should be part of any school's work. Here at Norton Knatchbull, we have a hard-earned reputation for being a school which gets impressive academic results. The qualifications that our students secure are well recognised and have real currency in the wider world, both in the workplace and the world of higher education. Upon arrival, what students already know and can do will be built on, taught by staff interested in getting to know and understand each student to enable them to support your son, to provide the platform from which he will be able to work and build on to achieve the highest level academically. This is reflected in outstanding attainment at GCSE and A-level, challenging, exciting and well-ordered lessons, a broad and balanced curriculum offer and holistic support and a focus on praise and encouragement. We offer a huge range of extracurricular opportunities: sport, art, drama, music, competitions, trips and visits across all subjects. These enrich and extend classroom learning, but also develop valuable skills and qualities which support and enhance learning through developing teamwork, lessons learned sometimes in defeat, the impact of targeted coaching and practice, and the development of self-confidence. We value a culture of student leadership and contribution to the community, whether this is in school or locally. This could be Year 8 students providing a tour at open evening, head students who will conduct tours of the school during the day and deliver speeches, or in a range of other ways, organising charity fundraising events, supporting reading at a local primary school, working with the local council on litter campaigns. All of these develop an understanding of how much we have to both gain and offer through community engagement. And an aspiration to excel in at least one area, whether that be through application to the most prestigious and competitive university courses, to represent the county or beyond in sport, or to cite examples from this year: appearing in the Crown, being the second best hammer thrower in the country for your age group, winning National Army Cadet of the Year and carrying the Army Cadet standard at the King's coronation. Whatever it may be, that in at least one of these areas, each student will be looking to push themselves to really perform at the highest level. Originally, this slide was drafted outcomes and achievements, but the more I thought about it, the more I realised that our students' outcomes, their achievements and qualities, whatever the examples are manifestations of our mission statement, which was written by our student leaders in September 2019. So I will of course highlight our students' achievements at both GCSE and A-level. In the summer of 2023, the last set of external examinations sat, 80% of students achieved grade 5 or above in English and mathematics, and 93% of students completed the EBAC. Our overall attainment score was above national and local averages, which you would expect in a selective school. However, in terms of value added, which compares students' achievements with similar students in other schools, these two are strong. You will be aware of a national progress measure called Progress 8, which estimates how well students have done per GCSE compared with similar students nationally. Last year, the Progress 8 measure estimates that in each of these GCSEs that Norton Knatchbull students sat, they did almost half a grade better than would be expected. We will look to continue to improve this. With your year group sitting your GCSEs in 2030, I hope we are securing even more added value in every GCSE you sit. There's a similar positive story to tell at A-level, where the average grade was a B, with 1/5 of all A-level grades being A star or A, and over 40% being A star to B. But at the same time as talking to you about statistics and percentages, the grades themselves are important. I hope that you can see this is not the whole story, because behind the statistics are individual stories of students who struggled at various points, perhaps with additional educational needs, with their well-being or physical health, or challenging personal circumstances. The student who last year overcame some of the most significant learning difficulties and gained 10 GCSE passes, including 4 grade 9s and 2 grade 8s, as well as an additional maths qualification. The student who got into school on appeal beat all expectations and targets through sustained hard work and gained 10 GCSE passes, including 4 grade 9s and 3 grade 8s, as well as an additional maths qualification. And the student at A-level who faced the most severe personal difficulties and yet gained A*, A and A in biology, maths and physics, and is now studying medicine. Natchbull alumni are studying at some of the most prestigious universities: Oxford, Cambridge, Durham, St Andrews and Imperial, to name a few. It would also be remiss of me not to mention the increasing number of students, many of whom are very high achieving, who are securing high profile, prestigious and I have to say well paid apprenticeships with organisations such as Price Waterhouse and Deloitte, to name but two. Alongside this, they are kind, caring and hard-working. On results day, there will be a small number of students who have just missed the grades they wanted, but there will be a far greater number looking out for them, consoling and speaking to them about what to do next. Our mission statement is inspired by the words of Sir Norton Natchbull in 1637, the school's founder. Things done well make the best memories. Everything we do in school and as a community starts with, returns to and should be consistent with this. Nearly 400 years on, it still resonates, referencing as it does that it is important both what we achieve and how we go about things. The mission statement on the screen was worked on by students when I arrived in the autumn of 2019. They reflected on the school's original motto. They looked at other schools, discussed this at a number of meetings and arrived at 5 key tenets that are at the heart of this: integrity, inspiration, growth, respect and community. Alongside these outcomes, one of the things that parents, students and visitors frequently comment on is the exceptionally friendly, caring family feel that the school has. I say alongside, but of course this is not separate but intrinsic to these achievements. We are a friendly community founded on and imbued with a clear sense of beliefs and values that spring from our shared belief that every single individual, that's each and every one of our students, each and every one of your sons, has unique value and potential, and we will go the extra mile to do what we can for each of them, to ensure that every student has opportunities to discover, nurture and develop their talents. It is our moral purpose to ensure that their potential is fulfilled. The slide now shows some quotes from our recent December 2023 Ofsted inspection. There's lots of positives in the report about our curriculum, delivery and so forth, but these are the statements I'm proudest of because they reflect the qualities of our community, the staff and the students. I want to share some additional quotes, one from a Year 13 student on results day who said, "I wanted to say thank you to the school for 7 great years. My results today surpassed my expectations and the support and teaching I've received through my school life has been outstanding." And a final quote from a Year 9 parent following Parents' Evening just before half term. "Although we only had a few minutes with each teacher, I thought they were all very enthusiastic, friendly, helpful and knowledgeable. Tailoring comments to each pupil must take considerable preparation and time is precious. All of his teachers made us feel like they have his and of course his classmates' best interests at heart. I believe our son is very privileged to have access to such support. Could you please pass this on to the teachers we met last night and of course all those who are involved with making the school function." I've spoken a lot about our students and their achievements. I want to bring my talk to a close by speaking of 2 more very important groups of people that play a vital role. Firstly, I want to talk of the invaluable support that you provide. We believe in a partnership with parents and carers. We carry out annual surveys and regular parents' forums, giving parents and carers the opportunity to say what works well and what we need to do better at. This parental partnership, and yes, this means with homework, ensuring students get to school on time in the correct uniform, collecting from sports fixtures and rehearsals, but it also means in maintaining contact with us, letting us know of any concerns, letting us know what's working well. It's absolutely crucial. And this links with the other important group of people, our staff. For sure, our teachers are expert in their academic fields, and they bring this to their classrooms with passion, enthusiasm, vigour, creativity, and not a little sense of humour. But I hope that the range of roles illustrated on the slide give an insight into the reality that a school staff's expertise goes beyond teachers' expert subject knowledge, important as this is. Alongside this, burning equally brightly is their fundamental humanity, an unrelenting commitment to get to know our students, knowing that such a relationship will give students the confidence to strive to their utmost. This will help to sustain their resilience and when the going is tough, and thus meet and exceed their and your expectations. The slide on screen now gives an overview of the timeline of the next year going up to the selection test, through the applications, and then through to March when county will allocate places. Finally, let me recap what we are about. Firstly, we are a caring community. This informs all aspects of school life, in particular a belief in the value and potential of every individual student, a school which develops that potential academically to get the best possible results for your child, where development opportunities truly excel in and beyond the classroom, and a school where outstanding behaviour, respect for self, each other and our environment are central. In short, yes, your son will achieve his potential academically here, but you will also benefit from the all-embracing care and sense of value and belonging, and from the fantastic range of extracurricular opportunities which Norton Knatchbull offers, because it springs from the core of our beliefs about education and young people. So we hope that you will engage with us in something meaningful, something that we believe is aspirational, challenging and excellent, and we will continue to work day in, day out so that it continues to be so. Not for the local authority, Ofsted or league tables, but for the fundamental moral purpose of providing an outstanding and holistic education for each and every one of your sons. And in doing so together, we will lay the most solid of foundations for their lives. We will know that the time we worked together at Norton Knatchbull has been well spent, that it mattered, and that what we did made a difference. Above everything else, I want you to get an insight into and experience this by meeting those staff and students who I've referred to, because I know it is in meeting and speaking with our colleagues and students that will confirm this, and I do hope you take the opportunity to visit the school. Above everything else, it is our students who will create the most powerful and enduring impression. And I hope that the qualities and attributes that I've outlined as representing those we aspire to foster in each of our students are ones which as a parent you are happy to imagine will one day be those your son will develop. Speaking as a father, I know that I would be.